What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Subnautica. So, continuing off from our last prison video, that little gateway there and the gateway that was in the aquarium that I had no idea what it was for is two teleporters just linked to each other, so that way you can get out of the aquarium. Alright, so now if we go inside of here, there are the relics. The relics we haven't talked about yet, and they are pretty cool. Each one is scannable and has their own information. This first one is a alien key. This device is a rudimentary version of the keys used to access these facilities. It may have been kept here for symbolic purposes or legacy support. So it's basically a very old precursor key that they used to use before the new ones. This case is composed of an impregnable translucent metal at the distant end of the periodic table. Scans do not reveal any contents. And then this sword is based off of, or is from the 13th century, and it says an ancient earth blade dated back to the 13th century Mongolian Empire. Blood samples on the blade match the DNA of 7 separate heads of state from the period, and I believe it references to Genghis Khan, I think. This one, I believe, is from another planet. It says this carving is hundreds of thousands of years old and made from an unrecognizable natural fiber, likely grown on an as of yet undiscovered planet. This one is a railgun from Unknown Worlds game Future Perfect, and it just has recoloring. This weapon appears to be millions of years old and matches no previously encountered technologies. And then this one is actually a hologram projector, which is pretty cool, honestly. So right here it says this device is some form of communications relay, apparently projecting the presence of the user to a remote location. There do not seem to be any other devices in range. So basically it's a hologram projector is what I'm getting out of that. Now over here there are 6 more, and these are pretty cool. This one is most likely the coolest of all of them, in my opinion. This alien relic right here, it says this rock-like material features biomechanical parts that match components identified in the warpers encountered on 4546b. Materials such as this may even have been a fundamental building block of the alien's own self-repairing mechanisms. So basically the precursors used whatever this is to make the warpers, essentially. This little guy is a doomsday device that is malfunctioned. It says, despite its simple design, this device contains enough potential energy to destroy the entire planet and most of the solar system. Fortunately, it has malfunctioned. Then this cool looking cube is also kind of a doomsday device, except for organic things. It says this alien device appears to be designed to eliminate all organic substances in range by emitting a lethal but contained radioactive field. And then this one is nothing too special. It is a lamp or a magnifying glass. The markings on this device seem to serve no purpose beyond decoration. It may be the alien equivalent of a lamp or magnifying glass, used to examine the other relics in more detail. And then this one is nanobots, which is, this case contains highly sophisticated nanobots capable of infiltrating a foreign body and deconstructing it from the outside. Now, all of that's really cool. I personally like the ancient key here and all of that. A PDA did get updated or fixed for this dead Leviathan right here. So we're gonna check this out. It says, the background, superficial damage to the specimen indicates it was forcibly removed from its egg casing. This fetus appears to have been terminated for dissection immediately on removal. Cryogenetically preserved. Analysis of digestive system enzyme production indicates potential for full vaccination against effects of the alien bacterium. However, the fetus had not fully completed gestation. Internal organ development is insufficient for enzyme production. A healthy infant specimen may be able to produce the enzymes necessary for a full vaccine against the bacterium. Given the specimen's potential, it is unlikely the alien researchers would have forcibly removed it prior to full development if they had discovered any way to hatch it naturally. You can also scan these eggs as well. Pretty much just says that it has signs of being dissected. Shell casing incisions. Precise incisions suggest... Wait, I have to scroll up. Shell composition. This shell casing is formed from thick layers of carbon composite, suggesting an extensive gestation period. This Leviathan species may give birth once per century, perhaps just once in their life. Shell casing incisions. Precise incisions suggest a laser-based tool was used to cut open the egg casing and forcibly remove the fetus inside prior to full gestation. Time pressure to develop a bacterial vaccine may have driven the alien researchers to cut open this egg and remove the fetus for study. It is also possible that, removed from its parent and natural habitat, some vital condition for the infant to hatch naturally was not met. Now, the PDA for the Sea Emperor's age has also been updated. It now says 1600 instead of 1,000 years old, I believe it said before. So that is pretty cool as well. There's one more thing we need to scan, and that is the Sea Emperor's eggs itself. So let's go ahead and check out the eggs. Alright guys, so we just need to scan the Sea Emperor Leviathan eggs here. And then this says the shell, uncommonly strong shell lining, organic growth on the exterior suggests these eggs may be hundreds of years old. Alien tubes. Alien devices penetrate the outer shell layer, likely designed to supply them with nutrients and to isolate them from the surrounding environment. Amino. Unlike most other eggs, where a nutrient supply is slowly exhausted by the embryo, these eggs exist in a form of natural stasis, likely awaiting ideal hatching conditions. The fetal organism. There is a high genetic match between these organisms and the Leviathan in the vicinity. They appear to be stable and healthy. It is likely that the ideal hatching conditions vary considerably from ideal conditions for survival of the parent. The local ecosystem appears to have prioritized the latter. So basically, they made the ecosystem for this guy and not the eggs. Alright, so that is all of the new information I have currently of the PDAs, what is scannable, the relics, which I did have the video done, but I figured you guys would want to see this guy first. Or it. So, we do need to talk about the hero peepers and the pipe room, because we have information about that to explain what exactly that is and why it's there, and the Sea Emperor is now broke. Alright, so I have to make a trip to the Lost River, so enjoy a short clip while I do that. Alright guys, so what we are talking about for the rest of the video is the hero peepers. Now what exactly that is, we weren't really sure at first. There was a Trello card a long time ago that we talked about, and it had a peeper with a cape and it said hero peepers, and it related to the pipe room in the prison, and we really had no idea what it was about, but some more information has come about and it is actually really cool. So, if we come in here, in this closed off terminal in the Lost River base, this terminal, the PDA data, has been updated and says something new. So let's check this out. It says this device catalogs information on the organisms contained at this facility prior to the bacterium's release into the ecosystem. A number of entries have been translated. The Garyfish shows no immunity to infection. Death commonly occurs within 4 days. Does show limited symptom remission on exposure to Emperor stomach enzymes, but symptoms quickly recur. Sea dragon embryos. Adult specimen too large to study in containment. Egg specimens acquired from nesting site. Embryos show no signs of immunity. Death commonly occurs within 3 weeks. Small samples of eggs has been retained for continued high priority research on Leviathan hatching mechanisms. And then the Peeper shows no immunity to infection, shows advanced learning behaviors, shows some capacity to transmit enzymes to other specimens. And then the last part of this is unidentified Leviathan. The closest translation of the alien symbol for this specimen is Sea Emperor. Bone samples from deceased Leviathan specimens indicate some potential for Kar-Rar immunity. Single specimen captured for study at purpose-built Emperor containment facility constructed in volcanic region at depth 1200 meters, which should actually be 1400 meters. And then PDA assessment. While it is unlikely that the Emperor specimen is still contained within the facility described, it may be possible to acquire further data on their attempts to develop a vaccine. So the important bit right here is the Peeper. It says shows no immunity to infection, shows advanced learning behaviors, and shows some capacity to transmit enzymes to other specimens. Now, along with the Hero Peeper, we never really knew what the pipe room is for. At one point in the card, it did say that there were peepers going through the pipes. So, with some information that we have acquired, now if we go onto the wiki and check the story for the Peeper, it says, Peepers have been trained by the precursors to carry Enzyme 42 from the Sea Emperor and distribute it to other creatures by using the alien pipe system. This is the sole reason some life has still been able to survive on the planet. And then for the pipe room, if we go to the wiki, it says the alien pipe system is a huge network of pipes created by the precursor race, stretches out below the surface of planet 4546b. The pipes have multiple access points throughout the world and all coverage at the primary containment facility. The purpose of these pipes is to allow peepers to access the Sea Emperor's aquarium. From here, the peepers deposit flora seeds into the aquarium and pick up small amounts of enzyme 42. They then go back to the surface and distribute the enzyme. This process is the sole reason that some life has managed to survive on the planet. So, everybody on this planet can thank the peepers, because without them and without the precursors teaching them to do this or training them to do it, all life on the planet would be killed by the Kar-Rar. So the information about the Hero Peeper and why they were calling it the Hero Peeper, and now the information about the pipe room, is pretty interesting. It adds a lot of backstory and lore to the game, and one of the most iconic creatures in the game, the Peeper. So really cool to see that. Now, one more thing, which I did forget about, is Quartz. Quartz's model has now been updated. That's what it looks like in the PDA. You drop it down, and that's what it looks like in game. A lot of people have said that it should be transparent in some way, but Corey literally just said that with how they do their current shaders and everything, it would probably cause some issues. So this is Quartz. I think it looks pretty good, honestly. It looks like what it should be, honestly. So I know in the last video I did say I thought titanium was going to be updated too. I had thought I saw it on the list, but it is not. It's going to stay what it is as of right now. So that is the last thing I have for you guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you aren't a current subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all of the Subnautica news and content that I do cover. As always, guys, I hope to see you in the next one.